All right, yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another vlog, another food vlog. This time we are at probably the worst place that I could go to. You can see it behind me. I'm at Domino's, and I'm gonna get the one thing that I know I shouldn't get. I've talked about this on stream. What I'm about to get at Domino's right now is probably the most addictive food I have ever eaten. Listen, it's like this, right? I will just be hungry one day and I want something cheap, so I'll order from Domino's because it's cheap what I'm about to get, but it's filling, right? And they'll send it, and I'm good. But I haven't wanted this particular thing for like, I don't know, months, right? And I really didn't even want it now, but it's cheap, so I got it. I'll eat it, and then the next day, I want that same thing again. And I thought it was just because, oh, it tasted good, I really liked it. No, they add something to this motherfucker, bro. I'm telling you, they add something to it. But it's probably like one of the best tasting foods that I've ever had. So I figure, like, you know, I gotta put this thing on this side because this is like my best side, I think. But yeah, we're gonna go in there, we're gonna order it, and I'm gonna tell you about how I fumbled 2 females in 1 week. But to be perfectly honest, one of them I didn't even really want. But I'm gonna tell you all about it. Let's go in here and get this food. All right, yo, I got it. This is, and they gave me a fork. What is it? Okay. This is it. I ain't even looked at it yet. All right, so this is the sausage and marinara pasta bread bowl. Brother, I should have got a sauce cup. I should have got a sauce cup. It doesn't look like they seasoned the bread for real, because the bread usually have a little bit of something on it for real. Hold up, man. Let me taste this bread real quick. Nah, they didn't. The bread don't got the seasoning on it like it's supposed to. This is all good though. I'm gonna go buy that marinara sauce. Get the cup for the bread. Alright. How do I do this? Just like this? Or I can just put this on top of this so it stays looking at the front, right? It's good? Let's see how that works. All right, so anyways, yeah, man, I'm telling you, I mean, I don't know. I feel like whatever they put in it was on like whatever they seasoned the bread with. But they didn't season the bread with this. Usually the bread has like, I don't know, it got some stuff on it. But this stuff right here, the sausage marinara pasta bread bowl, brother. It is literally, oh my gosh, literally the best. Bruh. And I know this thing is shaking for real. This thing is really shaking for real. Hold up. Because I don't want it to like, I want it to be stabilized. So I'm going to put this like this and just slide over. Because I want the camera to stay still. Like looking at it for real. All right, yeah, I already know tomorrow I'm gonna want another one, but I'm gonna have to fight the urge. And this is a lot of food, son. This is only $6.99, but this is a lot of food for $6.99, right? That's why I get it, because it's cheap. It's like eating like it's better than a small pizza. All right, so anyways, I'm gonna tell y'all about how I fumbled 2 chicks in 1 week. All right, so boom, check it out. This is around the time that I was like, I don't know, maybe 19, 20, 21. I had moved out the house. This is after mom's boyfriend kicked me out. They broke up or something like that. I don't know. I think they broke up over me because, you know, I was like, yo, you really gonna take this over me? So anyways, I still couldn't stay there. So I was doing a lot of couch surfing at the time, right? And I just got to a point where I was like, bro, what am I doing? Because at one point, I didn't have anywhere else, no more couches. I had not slept on every couch I could sleep on for like weeks, right? So I was eventually in an abandoned house of one of my friends. They moved, but I knew the house was abandoned because wasn't nobody living there. So I was literally sleeping in the garage, and it was like winter time too, right? So I had to like light a fire in like a metal barrel that they had in their garage. It was like a little white neighborhood, so I'm surprised nobody called the cops on me, but I kept the door closed, you know, whatever like that. It was kind of weird to think that I was just sleeping like that, bro. I was lost. I was really lost at this time, right? So I just kind of got fed up with my living conditions, right? And I decided that I was gonna make a change within myself. You know, nobody had to tell me. I mean, I guess this is what my mom's and what my other family was talking about, bro. He has to, you know, come to the realization for himself that he has to like get his S together. So I was tired of living like that. I applied myself and I got a job at a car wash. And this car wash was so jank. It was so jank to the point where I had to get a second job behind it. Now this car wash, which I'm gonna tell you about this car wash in full on my next vlog, because I'm gonna tell you about a fight that I got into up there for my next one. But I no, that's not too loud for y'all. I can hear, this is loud in my ear. But anyways, so I'm working at this car wash, right? And I got a job. Hold up, am I telling this right? Because what happened was at the McDonald's, and I wasn't working at the McDonald's yet. So this probably wasn't in the same week, but it was around the same time. Yeah, it had to be around the same time. I think I quit. Okay, I know what happened. I was working at the McDonald's, and I quit the McDonald's, and then I went to go work someplace else at this place called Evo's. It was a fast food, like vegan restaurant. It's a chain of them. So, anyways, I'll just tell you a story about the girls. So, the first fumble happened where I was after I had quit the McDonald's and I was working at the vegan fast food restaurant. Now, on my break at the car wash at like 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, something like that, at night, I went to the McDonald's because it was within walking distance. All these places, the fast food restaurant, the vegan place, the car wash, they're all within walking distance of everything. I was staying out of a motel that was there because, you know, I couldn't live nowhere until I got my stuff together. Which, that's a whole nother story. So, I go up there to the McDonald's to get something to eat for my lunch break, right? And I just see the manager, different manager than I knew when I was working there, but he was yelling at this white girl that was just at the counter in front of the customers. I mean, he was really going in on her, like, and I'm keeping this like, damn, bro, he's really yelling at her like that. And then something in my brain just clicked. I wonder if I can get her first time, first try. It was kind of like, to put it in game terms, it's like, I was thinking about it like, can I go to this Elden Ring boss and beat the boss, you know, first try without having to try again? You know what I mean? At the time though, I was thinking in skateboard terms. First time, first try is what we say whenever we try to do a trick, and we try to do it first try. So that's what I was thinking inside my brain. Can I do this first time, first try? And I don't know if it was because I really didn't care about failing, because most times when I talk to females, ones that I want to talk to, I'm nervous, real nervous. And it makes me not want to, like, I don't know, it makes me just feel just unconfident about whether or not I can pull her or not. But the ones that I just don't care about, and usually they're like, on a scale of 1 to 10, these females that I just don't care about, they're like a 6, a 7. That's why I'm so successful, because they're not looking that great. You know what I mean? I don't care if I get them or not, because they're not looking that great. So if I pull them, I pull them. If I don't, I don't. And they see that confidence. And that's what a lot of females are attracted to, that confidence, right? Just ask me. So I saw dude, manager, Spanish manager, just chewing this chick out. White girl. She couldn't have been more than 17, son. And I'm gonna tell you, back then, in my like early 20s, I'm in my like, you know, 30s now, I didn't care. I didn't care. I really didn't. I didn't care. Couldn't tell me nothing. So dude told her to go on break, and he like yelled it at her in front of the customers, and it was busy. So I put on my fakest New York accent that I could. I know, I'm so lame for that, I'm fraud. So I walked up to her, she was getting a drink because she was on her break. She was getting a drink, she had ordered her food. So I walked up to her, I said, hey yo, what was he yelling at you for? And she was like, oh, I messed up an order a couple times, and you know, she just explained that she was just, you know, messing up on the computer when taking people's orders. And she had been told a couple times to fix it, and that's what she was hired for, right? And I was like, oh yeah, I used to work at this McDonald's, and the manager that I had, not this guy, Ernesto, he was just like that. And he made a bunch of people quit. I was like, well, tell me what happened. Do you mind if you let me hear what happened, and maybe I can, you know, give you some insight on how to deal with these managers, because they can't talk to you any kind of way like that. You know, I told her that, but they can't talk to you any kind of way like that. They need you, because you don't want to do that. And they got to go through the hiring process to get more people. Nah, you don't got to take that from him. So she was like, okay, yeah. So we went out to the back, or to the front of the restaurant, and she was eating her meal. She had like a burger, some fries, and a drink. She offered me some fries, so I took a couple, you know, being polite. I was hungry in the motherfucker though. I just took a couple fries, just being polite. And I'm listening to her. And that right there, the confidence mixed with me, just listen to this bitch talk. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say, I'm saying this female, she was a young woman. Just listen to her talk. That's what they want a lot of the times, bro. They just want somebody to listen to them. So I'm just sitting there listening to her, nodding my head, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not really trying to offer advice on how to fix it, because they don't like that. They just want somebody to listen to, you know, them run their mouth. So I'm listening to her run their mouth, and you know, and then at the end, I was like, you know, I gave him my advice. I was like, yeah, man, you just, you know, if he come at you sideways again like that in front of the customers, you just gotta threaten to call corporate and be like, yo, you can't talk to me like that in front of the customers. You know what I mean? That's not professional. You know what I mean? And she was like, okay, I'll do that next time. I never actually brought her name or nothing, but I didn't care. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna holler at you. I'm just on break from my job, so I'm just gonna go back, and I hope you have a good rest of your shift. And she was like, okay, cool, thank you. And I dipped on it. Now what I did right there, right? Because as she was like running her mouth, I was putting together scenarios. I was putting together what ifs, what's the most likely thing to happen. You know, if I did this course of action, what would happen next? If I did this, what would happen next? Listening to her talk, listening to her demeanor, seeing exactly how she would react to things, how she, you know, talks. Because we talked about more than just her job. She told me about her last boyfriend, stuff like that. So I'm just, you know, gauging her in my head and stuff, right? So I put together the best scenario of how to bag this chick, right? I mean, I pretty much already had her, but I needed to have her. And again, I didn't care about having her, right? Which was crazy. So I made sure to tell her that I was on my break, so I would have a reason to come back up there tomorrow around the same time, because feasibly speaking, I've worked at McDonald's before. They usually have you on the same, you know, schedule every day. I didn't know if she was gonna be working the next day. It was a gamble. So next day came around, I went up there. I was off that day. Well, with that car wash, it was so jank. You didn't have to show up if you didn't want to. That car wash was so stupid. So I walk up there, you know, at the same time, and sure enough, she was just getting on break. And she was like, I wonder if you were gonna show up, because I know you said you took your break at the same time. Them people, they loud. So I'm hollering at her, and she's telling me about her day. Now, I really don't remember what the fuck she was talking about, because I wasn't paying attention. I was just looking at her, trying to gauge, again, what's the best next steps to really bag her, right? And I already figured out how to get her. I already knew, right? So I was just listening, nodding, and whatever like that. She shared some more fries with me. She got extra fries is what she said. And if she let me have, you know, all the fries, whatever, she just ate the burger. And that right there told me everything I needed to know, son. She was thinking about me. She gave me the fries. So boom. I'm eating the fries, whatever like that, talking to her. And she was telling me, I don't know. I can't remember what she was talking to me about. He brought his bitch ass in here and slow me down. See, this is around the time where it looks like this, where I start taking pieces of the bread and doing this. Oh, you know, matter of fact, open up this marinara cup. I know there's some marinara on there, but that's not enough. So I'm just gonna do this. Get that motherfucker like that. That was good. Oh, sounds like she's going off. I don't know if y'all can hear, but she chewing people out. Might be the manager. But anyways, so whatever she taught me, whatever, we said our, you know, whatever, and we did. This is how I was gonna get her. She was expecting me to show up the next day. I don't show up the next day. The day after that, I showed up again, and she was like, "Where were you yesterday? I expected to see you. I thought you were gonna come up here on your break." And I was like, "Oh yeah, my bad. You know, I was off yesterday, so I wasn't off." But I told her I was off. But I was like, "Yeah, I was off, so, you know, my bad." So she's like, "Well, I guess she's not surprised again." So we sat out front and we're eating. I'm eating her fries, she's eating another burger or whatever, chicken sandwich and stuff like that. This is what's crazy that happened, right? Car pulls up while we're out front eating. Truck, SUV, old man hops out, gives her a hug, hands her some money. And then he looks at me and says, "Is this him? This is the guy you're talking about?" And I looked at her like, "Hey, what's up, man?" You know, he's like, "Oh, he's a little skinny. You should, you know, give him some of your employee discount, give him some meat on his bones." That's what this man says, right? And I'm just like, "Yeah, maybe." And she's talking to him about, you know, what time she's gonna be home from some party or something like that. So when he dips, I asked her, I was like, "Yo, you told your father about me?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What'd you tell him?" "Oh, nothing, just that, you know, my manager was yelling at me and you kind of talked me down a little bit, have really helped me out." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And she was like, "Well, anyways, listen, he was up here to give me money for a party that I'm going to. Do you want to come?" And I'm like, "A party?" Well, here's my thinking. At the time, nor do I have a car, nor do I have a license. So I don't want to go anywhere and be stuck at the mercy of other folks having to take me anywhere. And chances are I would have had to like go to this party alone. And then if it needed to be, I don't want to be in a car with her parents, because truth to be told, I didn't care about the age difference. I'm 20, 21, this chick's gotta be 17, maybe even 16. I know people at the time, they probably would, well, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, their parents probably wouldn't give a fuck. We live in Florida. They don't give a fuck about that shit. Most people don't give a fuck about that shit here. Well, back then they didn't. It's probably different now. But I didn't want to get into any awkward conversations about how old are you and what school do you go to and all this stuff. So I was like, "No, I'm good. I don't want to go to a party. I got to work in the morning, whatever like that. It's straight." She's like, "Oh, okay." And I never saw that broad again. I never went back to the McDonald's at her break time. I avoided that McDonald's at all costs. As a matter of fact, I'm not gonna say stalk. I went up there one day to get something, probably like a shake or something, and I saw her up there. This is like a week later, and I avoided going in because I didn't want to have the awkward conversation about where you been. Because truth to be told, I didn't care about her. I didn't want her. So I guess this really turns to be like a thing about this McDonald's. All right, so the second thing that happened, the second female that I fumbled at this McDonald's, I should probably do the intro over again. I don't know how, I don't remember this. Second female left on blue. There's this girl named Sarah, right? Me and Sarah grew up together, kinda. We went to the same karate school. We were the same age. Sarah was just a skinny, average white girl with a face that you would probably instantly forget if you saw it. At the time, at karate, when I was starting to notice females, right? There were 2 females up there that I really wanted. This white girl named Elizabeth, she was perfect, and this other girl named Angela, who was bang. But at this time, these karate girls, they were all about positivity and good attitude, and they weren't trying to have boyfriends, not like it was at school, because at the time in school, that was like 7th, 8th grade, that was when I was trying to, you know, get females or whatever. And I was starting to leave that little kid stuff alone. So, fast forward, and at the time, Sarah Newman, she wasn't even on my radar, because she just looked, I don't want to say ugly, but she didn't look pretty, but it was whatever. So, what is going on over here? Yo, Pete, so that white truck just pulled into the parking space, right? And this white girl just ran up to the car. Now I'm trying to figure out, son, like, why does she stop and talk to Buddy at the driver's side window? And if they were like, you know, if they knew each other or whatever, why didn't he just stop? Because the parking lot, he had to drive that way, and I know he must have saw her coming to the parking lot. And yo, she's dipping, bro. What? Son, what's really going on in this parking lot right now? She didn't get in the car, she's walking away, son. She's about to walk in the middle of traffic. Yo, what did we just witness? Did we just witness a drug deal, son? I don't know what the hell just happened. I've seen one drug deal in my life go down. Well, never mind. I've seen plenty of drug deals go down in my life, if I'm being honest. But you know what I'm talking about. So boom. Fast forward a couple years later. I am about to get this job at that same McDonald's where this chick was at. So this is before that chick. This is like maybe a month before that chick, probably. It was crazy because this is like maybe 2 days after, 3 days after I was sleeping in that garage. I called up my homeboy Pete. Pete was the plug. We didn't use the word plug back then, but he was the plug. And he stayed by himself. So I knew that Pete was and he was a skateboarder. That's how I met him. Not very good at skateboarding, good at smoking. But I knew that he was the last ditch effort. I could crash there if I wanted to, but that was the last place, and I was saving that, right? Kind of like a heal potion. I was saving that heal potion for the last boss too, when I finally really needed it. So I was like, okay, boom, this is the plan. I'm gonna go home, get a shower, get some clothes, go put a little rap game on the manager up at McDonald's, because I can get the job if they let me talk to him. I got a talk game out of this world. I will go in there and put on my Kevin voice real quick, and I'll get the job, right? Can't do that no more because it's all about online applications. You can't talk to nobody. So I go up there, go to my mom's house, shower, whatever, go up there, get the application, fill it out, and you know, tell them right there's a manager here that I can talk to now. And sure enough, there was a black lady there. And you know, whatever fell into place for me, I talked to this black lady manager, and she told me I could get the job, but I had to go through training, right? So boom. This whole time, like, I'm sleeping at Pete's house so I can use his shower or whatever like that and get a good night's rest. So I'm sleeping over there, and then I take the bus to this regional McDonald's, whatever. It's the biggest McDonald's in the southern whatever. It's a huge McDonald's. Luckily it was, you know, here. So I went to the McDonald's, and they had us in a room for hours doing this training. And about hour 2, I noticed there was a female in the back that looked familiar, because I'm scanning the crowd. It was a sausage party, son. I'm always scanning the crowd for like females back then. Now, I don't give a fuck no more. Females done broke my heart way too many times. So I'm scared in the crowd. There's one female there, and I'm peeping her, and I'm like, yeah, I see her. I'ma holler at her. Yeah, I can pull her. She don't look. Yeah, that's about a 6.5, son. I can holler at her. I'm gonna get her. At least get her phone number. Maybe you know, go to a movie or something with her. I can get that. So boom. After the whatever training is over, we were on break or whatever. I think we was on break. I peeped to her, I stepped to her, and I holler. I'm like, hey, which McDonald's are you working at? And she was like, so you don't remember me? And I'm like, she says, USA Karate? And I'm like, oh snap, Sarah? And she's like, yes. And she called me the whole government name, right? And I'm like, wow. She was like, yeah, I saw you, and I was wondering if you were gonna say anything to me. How are you? She gave me a hug and all that, bro. And I don't know, man. White girls give me a hug. That's like some kryptonite. So she gave me a hug, and we started talking about what McDonald's been working at. Wanna hear something crazy? This broad says she's working at the same McDonald's that I'm working at, son. Yo, dead ass. So I'm like, cool, maybe I'll see you up there. Maybe we'll have the same shift. But I didn't holler at her taking more than that because she was a karate girl, and I'm not trying to holler at karate girls. Who knows who she's still in contact with, you know what I mean? Because it's kind of like, I was in karate when I was like 13, 14. Like from like 11 to like 14, I was in karate, and I don't want her telling people like, yeah, guess who I saw, and guess what he's doing. You know, let her know that I'm staying out of a fucking motel. So I left it at that. And I prayed that me and her were gonna be working at different shifts. Because I didn't want her going back and telling none of our old people, you know, that I'm at rock bottom right now, working at McDonald's. I mean, I kind of felt like she was working there just to get some job experience type shit, you know what I mean? Because she was privileged or whatever. So, whatever turns out, we're working on the same shift. We're working at an all-night 24-hour McDonald's. Drive-through never closes. Sometimes they got me working during the day with the manager Ernesto, who I absolutely hated. This guy, just imagine an evil George Lopez. Because when I saw him, I was like, damn, he looked like George Lopez. But he was evil. He was like permanently pissed off all the fucking time. And he was always hiring some non-English speaking Spanish people, son. I'm telling you, bro, I took Spanish in school for like 4 years straight. Didn't learn a fucking thing beyond hola, que pasa, que paso. You know what I'm saying? Uno, dos, tres. That's it. At that McDonald's, dos con queso, por favor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned how to speak Spanish because you had to, because fucking Manuela, 60-year-old Manuela, she can't speak English. And, you know, but there was a silver lining. The night shift, which is where they mostly had me work, I would work during the day maybe twice a week. But most of the time, I was at night. There was this one white dude, hood as motherfucker, but he was a geek, but he was hood as a motherfucker. He grew up in a place called Rainbow Village, where I guess it was like cracker hood. You know what I'm talking about? And me and him were just vibing, and he was cool as shit. Coolest manager I ever had in my life. He couldn't have been more than 2 or 3 years older than me. So we were just, you know, some kids working there. They had a black dude that was working there that was cleaning up the parking lot. He was like a little bit older, but he was cool as fuck. And then they had Sarah, and then they had the other Sarah. Sarah, the other Sarah, was a little bit younger, right? But she had something, I don't know, where it was like emancipated or some shit, I don't know. Whatever the case, this broad had, she could work the late shift with us. And then there was other Sarah that I went to karate with, and that was our shift. And man, I'll just say this. I'm pretty sure that those two Sarahs were fighting over me, because out of all the options there, I was the best choice. You know what I mean? I was the best choice. Hold up, I have been looking at the spray. Hey, Unknown. My homie Unknown's gonna get pissed at me for this because he hasn't had a Sprite in 13 years because he swore off soda. I swore off soda too, but I did this just for the lulz. Unknown, there you go, buddy. If you can't do it, I'll do it for you. Goddamn Sprite. Ah! That hurts going down, doesn't it? Not like that McDonald's Sprite. But anyways, so, I mean, I just recall, you know, one night I'm flirting with younger Sarah. She was like 16 or 17, and she was kind of thick on the thicker side, but she was bad with it. I'm flirting with her, wrestling with her. I can remember I keep taking off her scrunchie, and she keeps trying to get it back from me, right? And then I remember just looking over at Sarah while she's doing whatever, probably talking to the customer, and she's just giving me this salty look. So I threw her scrunchie, like trying to keep it away from her. She's laughing. Oh my God, stop! Trying to get it back. Some goofy white girl shit, and it landed on the counter. And then when it landed on the counter, Sarah's talking about some karate Sarah. She's talking about ew, and she took it and she threw it away. And I'm just like, no, don't throw the girl's scrunchie away. And the only thing that went through my head at the time was like, yo, that's some jealousy right there. So obviously I'm not gonna talk to the younger Sarah. I'm gonna talk to the older Sarah. So this chick asked me where I was staying at so she could give me a ride home one night. She gives me a ride home to the motel, and she's like, you're staying here? And I'm like, yeah. You know, and I explained the situation of what's going on and why I wasn't at home. And she was like, oh, that's messed up. Well, if you need any help or anything, I you know, need me to drive you anywhere, I can drive you. And I was like, cool. I was like, as a matter of fact, you know, when we get paid, if you could take me to the Walmart so I could get some things, that would be great. So I don't have to rely on my moms to come and get me. And she was like, okay, yeah. Tell me why this broad, before our shift the next day, comes to get me, to drive me to work. I didn't ask this bitch to do that. She did it on her own. And that right there told me, got her. Got her. That one's mine. That one's mine. So, blase squaze. We get paid that following Friday or whatever, and we go to the Walmart. The very same Walmart that y'all see me do in the vlogs or whatever. Was it? Yeah, it was. Crazy. So anyways, we go to the Walmart and we're doing our shopping. And I don't know, this is weird. And we had been flirting, but we hadn't established that we're gonna be a couple. This broad starts calling me babe, hun, do you need this? And she offers to like buy everything I needed, which was just like, you know, some toilet paper, napkins, you know, just stuff that I would need living at the motel, you know, deodorant, soap, that sort of stuff. You know, I mean, I got probably about a good $100 worth of stuff, and you know, she offered to pay for it, and I was like, nah, I don't need you to do that. I got money, I got paid too. She's like, no, keep your money, you know, because I told her that, you know, what the rent was at the motel. So I was like, all right, man, yeah, you want to do it. So she did that. So then we made plans to go to a movie. Like, I don't know. But whatever the case may be, we never went to that movie because something happened. She came over one day. I don't remember if she came over randomly or if I called her. I don't think I ever called her to come over. I think she might have called me and asked what I was doing. Yeah, I think it was something like that. I think we had made plans to go, no, we were going clothes shopping. She wanted to go clothes shopping with me. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I remember now. We wanted to go clothes shopping, and she bought me a shirt that day or something. Yeah, she bought me a shirt. But we were in the motel fooling around, either before or after, I don't remember. So I asked her, I was like, so what do you remember about karate, anything? And she was like, I remember enough, because she had got her black belt. I didn't, because they didn't want to give it to me. I earned it. I earned my black belt. I was good at karate. Everybody said so. You know what I'm saying? I could go into the story about how they, you know, told me about on the black belt test, you passed the test, but we want to see how you, how loyal you are to the karate school. You'll have to take the test next time, and you'll get it. Because I passed tests, and I was like, that's bullshit. I'm gone. I'm gone. You let little 8-year-old Vincent Titone, who can barely even kick straight, you let him get a black belt, on some like positive, you know, reaffirmation type shit. You let him get it, but you wouldn't let me. Now I'm gone. I came back about 2 weeks after I quit. I was there for a little bit, then I quit again because it was bullshit. I didn't even feel it no more. I didn't even want to do karate no more. I was on to other things. I wanted to spend my time chasing females. If I'm being honest with you, at that time, when I quit karate, I was like 14, 15. I wanted to chase females, bro. I didn't have time to be on this karate, you know, positivity, going to karate 3-4 times a week type shit on Saturdays for Storm Team. Storm Team was like some shit where you get to lead a group of younger people. And, yeah, anyways, that's beside the point. I wasn't feeling that no more. But anyways, so I asked her what she remembered from karate, and she said no. And I was like, do you remember how to ground fight? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, let's go. And she was like, okay. So we're on the motel bed, ground fighting. Ground fighting was basically wrestling. It's basically wrestling, right? So, do I even gotta say what I was doing? So, we're ground fighting, and eventually I end up on top of her. And I knew she knew what was up, and she looked me in my eyes when I was on top of her, because I thought I was picking up on the vibe. I thought there was a vibe, right? And she tells me, stop, you're scaring me. Listen, I have never been an R word. I have never wanted to be an R word. And I never want to do the R word. So I can't understand how people do it. Because at that time when she basically said, no means no, I got this feeling that started at the pit of my stomach that like spread to all of my body. And it hit me here, the hardest, that I was causing somebody that I liked, somebody that I potentially cared about, that I was causing them harm or distress. And that hurt me on such an emotional level. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I really, truly meant it. I got off her or whatever. And shortly after that, she left. And we were, and everything was still cool. I guess at that time, there's a car shining bright beams in my face right now. I guess that was pretty much a signal for the end. Whether or not it was me pulling away from her or her pulling away from me, I can't really tell, because I knew I pulled away because I didn't want her to feel threatened by me at all. I don't want anybody to feel threatened by me ever. You know what I mean? I want people to want me around. I want people to like me. And for somebody to feel threatened by my presence, bro, that hurts me more than you can ever know. I don't want people to not like me. I don't want people to feel scared of me at all. So I pretty much just left her alone, and she might have reached out, and I might have just probably like, you know, whatever. Eventually, I stopped working because my cousin intervened, because my mom talked to her sister, which is his mom, my older cousin, Corey. He's always, you know, if he can fix it, he'll fix it, you know. So he reached out to me and it's like, yo, I hear what your situation is going on. This is what we're gonna do. You're gonna come live with us, and we're gonna put you in school. So he came and plucked me out of this motel that I was living with, implanted me with him, his wife, and his daughter in their fucking uppity apartment where he was making whatever at the car dealership. He was doing good. And he got me enrolled in a school, and I got another job in Tampa. Like, I live in the city, and Tampa is like across the bridge, like a brick away. But where he lived was as close as you could live to get to Tampa. So I got a job next to the school that I was going to be going at for computer networking. So I was working at this toy store before the toy store even opened. It was crazy how I got the job too, because I was trying to get a job at our mall, and the manager that was there, he was like, yo, there's another store opening in this new mall that's opened up over in Tampa. We need people there. Can you work there? And I was like, that's perfect, because I'm gonna be going to school in Tampa. And it was like, right, it is again, everything falling into place. But I never realized this I was blessed growing up, dude. Things just fell into place because the place that I was going to school at was pretty much not within walking distance, but close in the same neighborhood of this mall they were building, you know? Because Tampa's a big place and it was all within the same, you know, whatever, it's been 40 minutes, probably 50 minutes with the intro. So I'm gonna go ahead and end here. Listen, I wanna ask you guys a question. Do you guys like the food vlogs more or do you like the streams more? Because I feel like I gotta be consistent on one or the other. I've always wanted to just wake up, turn the camera on, and talk about something, and you know, that's my YouTube. Ever since I saw FaZe Rug do it, I wanted to do it. But the vlogs can be fun, not the vlog, but the streams can be fun because, you know, get to hang out with the chat, stream, and then, you know, those donations really do come in handy when they come. So just let me know, what do you guys like seeing more? If you don't type anything in this, do you like the vlogs more? Do you like the streams more? Do you like them about the same? Do you just not care? All right, listen, I'm gonna take the rest of this home, for real, so I can eat it later, because I know I'm gonna want more of it later. They finally got those bright ass high beams off me, because this thing is so good, but I'm full now. Can you believe it? I'm full. All right, well, listen, man, I appreciate you guys listening to this story. Unknown, here's another sip of Sprite for you. And I'm gonna holler at y'all boys. Peace out.